Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Pickup Lines. We are going to test the laws and rules of the FCC, I think, for the next half hour. Nonetheless, thrilled to have Adam Caskey, friend and colleague, KSAT 12 meteorologist, chief meteorologist, among other things. A man who loves to party. He has his own cascadone.
Yeah,
or
canon de Casquiro.
Exactly.
It's a combination.
Which will make its appearance again in April for Fiesta. It's good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Even though I'm going to see you again in a little while.
Yeah,
on
whatever.
The set.
Thanks for having me on.
Nonetheless, we've been trying to do this for a long time. We were going to do this the other day, and there literally was severe weather that day.
Yeah, we had a tornado touchdown.
You
were there for it.
So I can't pull you away from that.
Yeah.
But your fascination with weather started a long, long time ago, and as so many other people who have sat in this seat over the years and who have made a name for themselves in San Antonio, you were not born here.
No,
You were born far away from here.
far away on the other side of I-35.
You were in Minnesota.
Far north. Yep.
The other, on the far side
of it.
Minnesota.
I have literally driven every square inch of I-35. Laredo, Duluth, Minnesota. Anyway, yes, I grew up in Minnesota. I haven't lived there since I was, 18, 19 though? But I go back ice fishing every year. Get a dose of the cold and something a little different.
I'm very delicate. I've said this before. When it gets below 60 degrees, I start to get a little nervous and I get a little uncomfortable and everything. But I would imagine in your line of work and then just having grown up in Minnesota, you've been exposed to some unthinkable cold.
Well, I call San Antonio my climate trifecta.
Okay.
Because growing up in Minnesota, going to college in North Dakota, even colder and windier, right? University of North Dakota, aerospace and meteorology. Then I lived in Washington, D.C., and now I'm down here. And it's just kind of a trifecta of different things. And I like it. I like feeling the extremes of all kinds.
But you can probably count on one or two hands the number of times you felt the kind of cold that you would get into North Dakota here in South Texas since you've been here, right?
You never get that cold here.
Do you miss that?
No, not at all.
It hurts. The freeze of, was it 21?
Yeah,
like
21.
Some of those mornings we still haven't experienced in your time here.
No, I mean, we're talking 40s below zero. 40 below zero is what I had, up in North Dakota, and wind chill's even colder than that. I don't want to live in that anymore.
No, shoveling snow and picking ice off your windshield and everything. Scraping.
No, man, I've done enough of that in my life.
Yeah. Do you remember the very first time? I know your fascination with weather and science started very young. Do you remember that day or that time in your life when it kind of clicked and you were like, this is what I want to do?
Most of us in my industry, yes, absolutely. The superstorm of 1987 in Minneapolis. And it was just one of those big, severe thunderstorm, tornado outbreaks, and it just hooked me. I didn't want to be in our basement watching the coverage. I wanted to go outside. I wanted to go see it happening. I wanted to see what was going on.
You were a kid?
Yeah, I was 6 years old then.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was young.
And your parents, did they think you were insane to want to get out of the basement? Because I know we don't have basements in South Texas, but were they, son, what are you doing? Get back down here.
And then years later, they'd be at work or somewhere else, and neighbors would call because I'd be on the roof trying to watch storms coming in. Not the safest thing to do, but I was a young, dumb kid, So I'd climb my way up and try to get a better view.
I did some dumb things when I was a kid,
right?
too.
We've all been there.
But then, so you turn that into realizing you want to make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you wanted to be something else other than a meteorologist?
I mean, a little bit here and there. I've always wanted to be a mascot for a team. I was like, that's like my ultimate dream. It'd be so fun.
I see that. I totally see that.
Oh, I've always wanted to be a mascot, but meteorology is what always really was my passion. Every, project in school as a kid was about meteorology, and
right.
It's just what I focused on. So I was really, for years, I was ready to get out of high school and just go on to college to study meteorology.
Right. Did you grow up with siblings, or what was the Caskey household like growing up?
Oh, yeah. I'm the youngest of three. Yeah.
So you got away with the most.
Absolutely. They paved the way for me. High school was a lot easier for me.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. I did not get away with as much, but okay. Good student. I mean, I guess you got to be a pretty good student to do what you do.
Yes, when it came to college.
Were you a class clown, though?
Off and on, but I mean, I cared enough, to get stuff done in high school, but my focus was always on college.
Right.
That's the thing, because I knew what I wanted to do. And it wasn't in high school, so I was focused on, sports and playing hockey and stuff like that. And, I took some AP classes, but I didn't really care what I got on the test, that kind of thing.
You're a big hockey fan to this day. Did you play
hockey
in your youth?
Oh, yeah.
The frozen ponds and stuff like that?
Yeah, I had a rink in my backyard as a kid. I made it all myself. Dad didn't even help me one little bit, but I made a rink in the backyard and I'd play back there. But yeah, I played goalie for years and years and through high school and stuff.
Yeah. And you went to school, and Shelby Ebertowski went to school in North Dakota as well. So I guess they have a great meteorology program up there?
Yes, it's that. It's the whole aerospace, flight training, air traffic control, space studies, and meteorology. Their aerospace is what they're kind of known for.
Yeah. And you tinker with stuff to this day. You love working on cars and you make thermometers and stuff like that. So have you always been the hands-on tinker stuff? Yeah, part of me wonders if I should have been an engineer or something.
When I was a kid, I'd take things apart just to see if I could put it back together, like my bike and other things, And the handlebars were always wobbly after that day.
Why do I have an extra screw?
Yeah, it was never quite the same, but it was fun. And that's the thing. I have too many hobbies because I like to tinker and start things and do things and get involved with something new and say, oh, that looks fun. Let's learn about that and get into that.
But one thing you and I do have in common is the ability to go on a device and YouTube something, and you can see a video on how to disconnect or connect or repair or construct something.
My grandpa, my mom's dad, was like the handiest of all the guys in the family. And we always say, if YouTube only existed.
Oh, can you imagine?
Around, he and myself would be going crazy. We'd be ripping everything apart, doing everything. And I mean, I love that. And that's why I love trying new things, because now we can figure out how to do it.
Yeah. So, so you were up there, up north, if you will.
Yep.
North Dakota, Minnesota to North Dakota, then to Washington, D.C., which is where you connected with Mrs. Caskey, correct?
Yeah, we were on the same adult kickball team, Waka.
Met your wife on a kickball team.
Yep. And we were our team was Vandalay Industries.
Oh.
And, it's one of those adult kickball leagues. And we just played. We met at the base of the Washington Monument, first couple practices and games and stuff. And then, it went from there. It really happened when she was running bases. I fielded a ball in the outfield, one hopper, and then she's running to second, and I threw it, and she ducked, and so it pegged her in the head. Because she ducked, so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, I should probably get you a drink to make it up to you after the game and all.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the rest is history.
Wow. What a romantic.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
she had
awesome.
like a red mark. I had a good arm back then.
Yeah. Well, you probably still do, I would think. I love it. Okay, we're just getting started with Adam Caskey. And we haven't even gotten to San Antonio yet, but we'll do that when we come back here on Pickup Lines. Don't go away. Back with the one and only Adam Caskey, who was in D.C. We were talking about how you met your wife. You hit your wife with a kickball and fell in love, and the rest is history.
I got the out.
You did get the out.
And
you got the girl, too. Yeah. And you got the girl. 2 for 1, if you will.
It's a double play.
Exactly. When you were in D.C. and everything, and you're starting out your meteorology career, how aware were you of South Texas, of San Antonio? You obviously had some interest and got the job here at KSAT, but how much did you know about South Texas weather and a desire to come down here?
I knew a little bit, and I remember even being on air in D.C., where it snowed in Brownsville on like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, right?
Right.
And it's still, and even down to Corpus Christi, And so it's funny, I even had a little exposure back then saying, whoa, this is something unique. And even showing it to the folks in DC back then. But otherwise, you kind of focus on your area for the most part, locally.
Sure.
And then when I came here, had a great opportunity, I was like, oh, heck yeah, bring it on.
So you got here in what year?
2014.
Okay, so you're 11-ish years here.
Yeah, give or take.
When you got here, did you mentally prepare yourself for, well, this is just the next stop on the career, I'll spend a few years here and then move on to the next thing? Or did you think you could lay some roots down here?
No, so I thought that would be DC. And then I was there for 10 years, 11 years. And then, so when I came here, I said, look, I'm not going to get on the circuit. I'm not just going to do a few years.
So don't tell me you're going to leave here pretty soon.
No, I want to be there. If I'm going to be there, I want to stay, right? And so that was a big part of my decision making of coming here. I want a place where I could stay, put the roots. My wife was like 8 months pregnant when we moved here, you know, and like everything. Anyway, and so, no, I didn't think it was just a pit stop at all.
Right. But the weather, the climate, I mean, let's face it, San Antonio is a lot different than Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it is, but it's different in its own unique and good ways, you know? DC, you'd report on some hurricanes, but we didn't really get hit by them.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas here you do, but it was good experience even covering, going to the coast and covering some of the hurricanes up there, which helped me out a lot, for here. And it was funny because at first I thought, well, all it is sunny and dry down there. And as a weather lover,
right,
I thought, I don't know if I could do that. And then I looked into it and I was like, okay, it's a lot more than just that, a lot more. And even my first few years here, oh yeah, it was a lot more. And that's when we busted out of our big drought, 2015 into 2016. A lot of rain, a lot of severe weather. We had winter events, and the assumptions people make are, from the outside, looking in,
right,
aren't always very accurate.
Okay, I think I know what you're saying. Yeah. I will tell you, one of my childhood memories is growing up. In Victoria is one of the smallest TV markets in the country, but we had hurricane tracking charts.
Yeah.
And every, June or whatever, I would put my tracking chart on the wall with the stick pins, and I would wait for the coordinates to come out on the news. And then you put the little stick pin in and track it through the Gulf or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you think about some of the weather events that have occurred just in the time that you've been here. I mean, some of the amazing extremes that I don't know if we'll ever see some of these things again in our lifetime. When you talk about hurricanes, the freezes, the flooding, obviously. I mean, what do you make of all that?
It's hard to answer what do you make of all of it. For me, it's just one event at a time. I don't really look at it as what I would make of all of it. It's just, let's handle this one. When's the next one coming? Let's handle that one? When's the next one coming?
Is there an event, or you've obviously been part of coverage and everything, that has really just stuck with you more than others over the years? I mean, we've had some pretty extreme stuff here.
Yeah, for sure. And we can go back, chronologically in no real, order of ranking. Some of our freezes and snow and ice events. The EF2 tornado, Linda Drive. I was there that night when it hit. We were tracking that storm, that little tornadic signature. Right. Obviously the freeze and back-to-back snows, February 21, Valentine's Day, and then again thereafter. And then, of course, the 4th of July floods. And that's probably the most impactful.
And the most recent. And I wanted to ask you, because I saw, some of my meteorology friends in the business and just others on social media who I saw were posting kind of the days after that. Once it became apparent, the death toll and the scope and the scale of everything, there were some meteorologists who got personal on social media. They felt bad. They felt some guilt. I could have said more. I could have done this. What if? And I wonder if that is something you've experienced, or if that's a real thing that only someone in your position could experience.
Absolutely, and 100%. You always feel that way. You're going to feel that way. Whether it's true or not, you're going to feel that way. I mean, in the thick of all that, I drove home after work and after the night beat, and I just had tears running down my eyes because of what happened and the emotion and everything that you said that runs through your mind. It was tough.
Yeah, we were all here on the 4th of July. Yeah. And I mean, I was on the air, I think 9 hours, and you were obviously here, Sarah and Justin and everybody. I mean, I don't. And then I went to Kerrville the following week, and I'll never be able to unsee the scope and the scale of that. Yep.
And imagine the first responders that were finding everybody. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, that's the big thing too. Talk about lasting, it's unfortunately nowadays people have such a short memory, where things just, I don't want to say get forgotten, but it doesn't take the precedent. There's the next big thing. There's the next news story. There's the next whatever. But, a lot of that's going to live with people for generations.
4th of July will never be the same.
It won't, ever. That's the most impactful event I've ever experienced as a meteorologist. When it comes to loss of life, I've never been associated with something even similar. No.
We were on the other night when we had the tornado situation, I think in Spring Branch, and some severe weather. And I wonder, just in the course of your career, how far has the technology come to where I hope you and I will never be out of a job and the machines won't take over everything, but that you feel more confident in what you are forecasting and what you're presenting on air?
So I've been doing this for 23 years or so, 22, 23 years. I don't know. I'm losing count. But it's been 24 years. And it's come a long way. I mean, a long way but it's still far from perfect. Very far from perfect. And the one thing I've noticed more than anything else is with the advent of iPhones and smartphones and apps, people have an unrealistic expectation of the science of meteorology. Everything else comes to them right away. It's there, boom, quick, it's accurate, blah, blah, blah. They think, oh, well, it's okay, 6 days from now, it's what it says, it's what it's going to be. And it's an unrealistic expectation of the science of meteorology just because everything else in their life has been made easy that way. And we can't do that with weather. And so that's my biggest complaint with technology, is that the mindset has shifted with it. Well, this goes out 40 days. I mean, it's there, so it's got to be decent, right? And no, just because it's there doesn't mean it's good. Okay, so why do we still need an Adam Caskey? Why do we still need a human being to manipulate the numbers and to make sense of it all and to get up on the news and deliver that? Well, that's why we input manually all the numbers into our weather app. You know, that's all done manually, and we will sometimes come out and compare it to like the default Apple app and those other ones. We call it the Steve Jobs forecast, whatever. Because sometimes it'll be really crazy and wonky, and it's because of specific reasons that we already know of in advance. But it's whatever. People just swipe, look at it, and think, oh, you said that. No, we didn't say that. Your app said that. That's not affiliated with us. And that's another problem, too. They think, oh, well, it's all just the same. Group it all together. It's all the same. No, it's not. It's very different. And our message may be completely different from somebody else's. But I've seen you, computers. I've seen you on the air, too. You'll admit straight up when you don't know, or like when you're tracking a storm or something, you can't predict. You'll own it. You'll be like, yeah, look, we don't know. Or rain systems are unpredictable. And certain, cut off upper level lows. I talk about that all the time. Those things are notoriously unpredictable until you're about 2-3 days away, right? And so it's like, you can look all you want. You can see all you want. But don't believe anything yet. And we get into that in the winter when, one of those crap apps will say, ice 10 days from now. And we're like, okay, pump the brakes. They say that every day, 10 days from now. Same with hurricanes, the same thing. We have to fight that on social media. Oh, it's just one model run, but there could be a whopper in the Gulf in 356 hours. And you're like, yeah, it says that every run. Bruh. He's on to you guys. All right. I hate the social meteorologists and the irresponsible messaging, because people just want likes and shares, dude. That's what a lot of people are out there for. And it's sad to me because it denigrates our science a little bit, and it gives people unrealistic expectations. No, you do take it personal. I know that. I get that, because weather posts tend to do very well on social media, when they're outrageous. Yes, exactly. No, I get it. All right. It's always under the guise of, well, this is just preliminary. But if you're posting it, then it's your forecast. And then with the 1 out of 20 times they actually get it right, that's all they talk about. Okay. All right. Trust me, you know who you are. Now look what I've started here. All right. Let's take a break here. I get on soapbox. We'll come back here. You can continue. We're just going to take a short break. We'll be right back with Adam Caskey. Few more minutes with the Adam Caskey, KSAT 12's chief meteorologist now. And I would say, I think it's safe to say you've laid roots down here. You've embraced San Antonio. I think San Antonio has embraced you. Unique story. Yeah, go ahead. I feel like God brought me to San Antonio for a specific reason. And there's something to back it up too. There's many different things, but as a man of faith and a Catholic and all. So my dad was actually in the seminary. Really? Back in the day. And he was supposed to come to San Antonio, had the nameplate on the door of his room he was supposed to stay in and all that. And then whatever changed, and the church sent him to like Mississippi or something. And you know how you pray to St. Anthony when you want to find something? Absolutely. Find something right. So I was ready to leave DC years before I did. Prayers to St. Anthony, especially for my mom, of course. And then I end up in San Antonio. And it's Anthony. And it's amazing. And I realized, why did it take me so long to get here? This is awesome. These are totally my kind of people. And weather aside, it's not all about that, right? It's just about the culture and the people and how everybody's just so inclusive. I thought at first, how is anybody going to take this non-Texan guy
Right.
and like accept him. But boy, it's awesome. I mean, I love how people are. They just embrace you here.
Well, I mean, during Fiesta, you're on full display. The
I love
Canyon.
it.
I mean, not everybody can say they have their own Fiesta medal, which is a highly coveted medal every year.
Yep, I love
That's a whole other phenomenon. The Canyon, and obviously you're known for making the thermometers, which goes back to your college days.
Yeah, we had to do that for instrumentation class. Ronald Reinhardt still in touch with him today, even though he retired back in like 04 or 02 even.
Right.
He retired, but we still talk. And he, what better way to learn how a meteorological instrument works and the importance of calibration, range, resolution, accuracy than to make a thermometer from scratch. And I got hooked. Most of the students were like, okay, I'm done. I did it. Got my measurements, verified it, got my time constant. And I'm like, glad we never have to do that again. They'd open the lab for me and I'd go in after hours and just like practice making thermometers.
So why is that thermometer? No, because I love it, and I hope one of these years I'll be able to get one because the wait list.
Get there.
The wait list is very, very long.
It's long.
But why are those the old school thermometer, if you will, as reliable than what you have on the phone or even more?
Oh, it's because of the way I calibrate it. It's going to be accurate. Most of them are accurate to plus or minus. I can get them to plus or minus half a degree Fahrenheit accuracy. Depends on how long, like my little ornament ones, those are plus or minus 2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is still pretty good. You know, pretty good for being handmade. Blow the glass, fill it with alcohol, not mercury. Seal it, calibrate it, generate a scale. And people often think like, oh, you just like buy a bunch of these, right? And I was like, no.
I've seen him make them myself.
Every single one has to be made uniquely because they're like snowflakes. They can be very similar, but no two are identical. So I can't just mass produce them. And
it said it takes you about 4 hours to make one?
Yeah, I'd say that's it's about right. I've trimmed that down a lot over the years. It started at like 8-9 hours. But you know, when you get better at something and you get... And
you're into the hundreds now, right? You've made hundreds of them over the years?
I mean, I reset the counter every year, so I'd have to go back in my files. And every year gets into the hundreds. And
I love it.
So probably hitting 1,000 or so.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Very good. Okay, couple more things here. Yep. You are a clean freak, right? And that's a compliment.
Well, I wouldn't say a clean freak.
Well, you vacuum the studio sometimes, and there literally is a vacuum behind the set.
Yeah, they got it for me. I asked our bosses, and and then after a few years, the first one wasn't strong enough. So
it's like a Dyson back there, right?
Now we got the big one. The better than I have at my house. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like to keep that working area
awesome.
clean.
It's very, you keep a very clean
workspace. And I've got the little moppers too to go along too, you know, because it's important to keep it decent.
So you said your dad was in the seminary?
Yeah, for years.
So your personality, I mean, and it comes out on the air. Obviously, people love it and embrace it. But where did it come from? You're a very animated, full of personality, outgoing guy, obviously.
So there's like...
You have a rubber chicken at your desk, by the way.
Everybody needs a rubber chicken.
Just to say. So where did that come from?
It's a good question. But, you know, you see my aunt and a few other people, and then my youngest daughter. There's a few of us dropped in periodically. And my youngest, who's 11, Josie... It's scary because everybody says she is half me and half my mother-in-law, who is awesome. Yaya is amazing, right? She was born in Greece and all this, and then moved to America when she was young. Okay. But she'll still in her 70s dance on the tables. We get along great.
So when your daughter's mixing it up or whatever, you're kind of like you can't really get after her, right? Because
no, when we were in California at this rental house, they had this big old table that was an old church door like this thick. And they said, please dance on the tables because you're here to have fun. She did. I got a picture of her just jamming on the table.
Yeah. I love it.
Yep.
How difficult is it? I'm adjusting to the night schedule, obviously, and being on the night crew with you guys. And I know you make an effort to still be very present and spend time with your kiddos and mix it all. How difficult is it to do the work-life balance and still be a present dad and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it can be tough, especially with all the evening activities.
Did you have 3 girls?
No, boy, girl.
2, okay.
And so 2 in high school now. And then,
I got 2 girls and a boy too. All right.
Yeah, and 1 in middle school. And so it's just kind of picking when and where to take off or to do this, because you know people see you on at 5, 6, and 10, but they also like think you work just like a normal work day.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go to the doctor's office at 11 a.m. and I'm in like a ball cap and workout clothes. They're like, oh, you must be off today. I'm like,
No.
But it's just, you know, one of those things. And
Yeah.
whatever. I don't fault people for thinking that.
Yeah.
But, it's like, no, it's kind of a different shift. And I'll say,
Okay.
but I don't mind, you know, in our business, no shift is perfect time-wise, you know, so you just got to make the best of it. And if I work weekends, usually especially when my kids are younger, one or two would tag along with me and spend some time. And,
I love it.
They'd be my little buddy in the weather center.
Fantastic. I guess lastly, how much do you pay attention to the future of meteorology and what you and I, especially you, what you do for a living and where it's headed and how excited you are about that?
Big time. So I go to the American Meteorological Society's conference every year, and that's very important to me because that's kind of what, you know, where you get ideas and thoughts and what people have been researching and studying, and it just expands your knowledge base. And I even just signed up for a short course for this one coming up in January because it's a little more AI related, and I want to know all the newest and latest, and just to have the knowledge, whether it's new research on, you know, thunderstorms or weather modification attempts, you know, and stuff like that. I just want to know about it.
Yeah. So you're still learning.
Oh, you're always learning, right?
No, I am.
Yeah. You got to be learning. You got to be willing to learn too.
Yeah.
The day you think you know it all, that's your demise.
Evolve, because I know some people in our business don't always want to evolve.
Yeah, it's important to evolve.
To their detriment, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Yeah. I mean, in whatever you do, you're going to have to evolve, and you can't shut that out. You got to embrace it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it. He's got to get to work here in a little bit. So I appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to finally get this done.
Me too. Finally.
Right. And thank you for not shooting off a confetti cannon in my car.
I've done it before in vehicles. Oh, you find it for years.
Oh, I have. I had in another car. I had people put confetti in it one time. And you're right. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It does. It gets in the vents. Oh, yeah. I love when you hear it flitter.
Oh, yeah. No, very
God,
good.
I love confetti. It's so fun.
I know.
Oh, it's so great.
It's the only person I've ever worked with that has bags of confetti at his desk.
And a launcher.
Fantastic. There he is, the Adam Caskey, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, you can catch him and myself on KSAT 12 on a newscast near you very soon.
And we're so happy to have you in the
Thank
evenings.
you.
This is awesome.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate
that. All right, until next time, there's another episode of Pickup Lines. I'm Ernie Zuniga. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.